Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here with Afah. Now that Mumbrida joined the crew and we know how to follow Lady Iceheart and to the secret area or whatever it is, we can finally continue with the story. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Good to see you, Lura. I was starting to wonder if you were having a second thought. Oh, if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Ellen Roaille in Ul'dah even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte after you, Scion. I'm just always this test subject. Like, I'm so tired of it. Everyone's here to say farewell before they kill me. I'm convinced Memphilia is trying to kill me because she's like, I'm the only one that can have the echo. Like, she's gonna steal my spotlight. I'm convinced. She's actually the evil one. She's one of the Ascians, I'm sure. There, it's ready. Everyone else is just oblivious. I'm just like, oh, she can handle it. That's fine. How does everyone like this avatar, by the way? Like, I really love it. Maybe it's a bit too simple, too plain, but I really like it. It fits the winter spirit, in my opinion. You know, just comfy, cozy, we can chill together. Oh well. It worked, I think. Try tuning to the Eve right now, feel the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can, Laura. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. I still think they just want to kill me. I can't anymore. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Mumbrida's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Aymeric. Hello. Madam, Sir Aymeric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Ahem. Nice. Ishkar faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Nura Arda, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee... Oh god. You choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. Yes, that's me. May Halom bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Thank you. Ooh! Hi, Pipe. We got a trial. Alright, let me queue up and I will see you guys as soon as I enter. Bye. And we're back. Ooh. I love trials. I don't know. Like instances in general. Trials and dungeons, I love that stuff.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down.
She looks so cool though, like some ice elf or something.
We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Ooh, that's frosty. Damn, the fit though. Slay, girl. The hair? Oh, I love it. She's a bit weird though. She lay with a dragon. I mean, no judgment though, but I do find it a little weird. Oh, he's gonna main tank. And we have all ranged. Like literally it's just me and the other tank that are like short range. Ah. Oh, I always used to try do a cool pose here. Ah, that's not too bad. Oh, that claw. Oh, damn. I forgot how good it is. Oh my god. Yay! We did it. Her poses though, in that outfit? Mm-mm. I got one commendation, even though I was a main tank. Yay!
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander mother's gift.
Mother? Is she like Shiva's and the dragon's child?
Hear, feel, think.
She's Heidelin. Oh wait, Heidelin is her mom. Ah, sister.
Ooh.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome.
I don't like his voice.
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Well, let's go. By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Oh my god! I told you guys! They're trying to kill me! Even Monbrida is in on it. They're all trying to kill me. She was like, oh, damn, you're alive. Wouldn't have thought that. How are you never dying? Oh my god. I'm like a cockroach. Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. Wow. No, fair enough, I was only asking. She's been here for 2 seconds and she's trying to kill me already. You cannot tell me the Scions don't want to kill me. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to Viper in front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That or he's... Oh, look at the cat! Oh, it's so cute! Oh my gosh, I can't. That or he's busy playing at politics with the Guardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. Yo! She's... Oh man, she thinks I got some head injury. Rude. Very rude. Man. The signs are really testing me, aren't they? They just can't let me chill. What are you guys' thoughts? Are the Scions trying to kill me? Or are they just weird? Aphano, where are you? There she is, and none of the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Damn, I'm so buff. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Laura to thank. I mean, that's the thing, like, why is it so bad when they get summoned if I just, you know, destroy them literally right after? I mean, they couldn't do anything yet, right? I mean, and it doesn't really matter if they summon them or not. Yes, you're right, of course, Aymeric. We should be content with what we have accomplished. Yes. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and heretics have been routed? Routed? I don't know. There is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Germont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. Excuse me. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House Fortum's caravan. Less the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, Laura, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? Sure. It is not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I'm told. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. Man, that means he cares about me, right? Why should I think less of him? That means I think better of him. I mean, he's a better friend than my Scion friends that are just trying to kill me. I mean, at least he's like, no, don't die, please. Ishgard. We're coming for you. I was thinking that probably when I reached the part where I was with my main character, which is somewhere around the Endwalker. So it's still a while until we get there. But I think I will switch to my main account then. Which has like nicer gear and everything. Nicer glare and nicer mounts. So yeah. What were you thinking, Laura? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat by the fury, Laura. This is the stuff of ballads. Battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. See, he's a real friend. And here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Aymeric wished to have words with you and Master Aphano in private. He waits us in the intercessory. Ah. Now I know why everyone loves Oshval. Greetings, madam. I shall show you in at once. Let's go.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task.
His voice, though.
From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
My first character was an Elysian, like him. I know why I picked him. Like, I don't know, I think I kinda got a thing for Elysian, like elf stuff. That's weird, I'm sorry.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgardsormr could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
I mean, at least they still help, you know?
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease.
I mean, that's the thing, like, how can we be mad at Ishgard? Like, they're literally at war with dragons. Like, a war with dragons. I'm sorry, but I'd rather be at war with the Guardians than dragons. I mean, they're dragons, you know? Like, yeah, obviously they want to focus on that stuff, and then they help us so we can hold out to the south. I mean, I don't know, like, I'm not mad at them.
We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them.
And I mean, how much are the other places helping Ishgard with their war? You know? I mean, how much is, like, Gridania helping out Ishgard with their dragon war? You know? But then they expect a country that is already at war to help out another country that it might be going into war. I mean, you know? The logic isn't logicking.
I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second in command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Orchefort? Damn.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm missing a lot of the big picture, but I feel like Ishgard isn't as bad as they make them sound, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized people as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Or before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly, Comdura. It is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. I guess that makes sense. I love the music here. I hate that it only plays for this short way here. Couldn't it also play inside? Tataroon? Ah, she might be juggling again. Hey, Papalimo finally sits in the chair. Now we just have to teach Tataru how to sit in a chair.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Coerthas, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well.
Congratulations, Minfilia. We got as many brain cells as a turkey, probably.
If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ashgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ashgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ashgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Summer. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Do you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? Let's go. Something's happening. Sup? Oh. Nora, it is well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Roaille has escaped. Ah! It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial. But apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards, displaying she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Roaille quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianum, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Roaille's heels. Pray, make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt. Alright. Ilbert, do you need help? My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roaille walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Rauban's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Roaille must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. The cat's so cute, I can't. Ah. Adorable. Ah. Does anyone else has like really cute minions? They just swoon over the whole time. Like they're like, God damn, you're so cute. Doesn't look too good. This wretch was with Roaille. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. The goddamned harpy. With me, Sound, we almost have her. Well, well. Yay! Blind her and do a tie. Oh, bind her, not blind her. Whoops. Yes, sir. Good work, man. She and her imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames, people looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low, you a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want? Well, she got you there. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we low-bornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, we are but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. Whoa. It is no fault of mine if fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames. To hear you tell it, one would think you the only person ever to have suffered. In case you have forgotten, Raban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? It's true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth. And it's true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Damn. Not so much as a hint of remorse, as well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raban chose his.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Reborn. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
What's he gonna do?
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ul'namo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
What? Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. Ah, but I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfidia of all that has happened. Damn. It's been snowing like crazy, and outside, like every 2 seconds, some, you know, those snow machines are driving by to get rid of the snow. It's insane. I'm aware that the antecedent held Roaille in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends. Oh, I have returned. Oh my gosh, I forget it every time. Ah. Sometimes my brain is scary because it just doesn't quite follow along. Ah.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Reborn, Eline lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auricite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auricite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had 2 pieces of white auricite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the aura site. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
She really doesn't get it that he just doesn't want her around.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Damn, I actually forgot that they found Kryl and that she's just gone. I mean, mentally gone.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
Huayu? Oh man, can't remember that.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Huh, triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
Background was kind of dramatic. Oh, she got
I shall have no
plushies.
further need of you this day. Your Grace.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away.
That's the thing. Like economics and like politics and stuff like that. I have no idea.
Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Reborn to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves, for a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
But I mean, is she gonna die if she's not the queen anymore? You know?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monitorists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Reborn, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
The hell? The Bone of Ember's heart, the Naval heart, the Howling Eye heart. Alright, I guess I will stop this episode here, and then I will just complete those quickly in the meantime, and then in the next episode I will probably cut it together so you guys can see the fights and stuff. Probably the story, but I'll try to skip through it as fast as possible. And then we can continue with the main story, but yeah, I guess I will stop here for now. So thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Please be careful because it's gonna get cold outside, or it is already cold wherever you are. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like in the comment if you want to say something or if you like this. And yeah, please subscribe if you want to see more. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye bye.